Rick the puppy. Where are they going? Should we follow them? No. You know what? We're not going to follow them because you whine. This is what he does the entire car ride. Now, guys, we're going to get there. We're going to get out. I promise. I promise. We're going to get out. Oh, Rick the puppy, shut up. I don't know. I think the world might be ending. Okay. That was a test. Every time you turn on the station and he starts off with that, I just brace myself for doom coming on here. Well, where I usually park is where the fire trucks are going, so that's not convenient. Yalma! He's walking Rick the puppy. Here we are. 2nd Street, 2nd Street, South Philadelphia. Walking towards Washington Avenue. Going towards the Mummers Museum. Oh, Rick the puppy, I wonder if they'll let me take you in the Mummers Museum just to take a photo. And then get you out. Maybe that's how we'll end this video. But before we end this video, let's start this video. Right here is the Mummers Museum. Looks like that's their staging area. It looks like that moved. It used to be back there. And this is a museum dedicated to the Mummers Parade. They have wonderful decorations and costumes, and museum's free. All you got to do is give them a donation. And if you ain't got no money, you don't got to give them a donation. But going down here on Washington Ave, when we were driving, we saw some fire trucks. Matter of fact, we saw a lot of fire trucks. And I'm curious. We're going to go see what the fire trucks prepare. Look at this, Rick the puppy. Oh, you're walking on one of the blue brick streets. There are not many blue brick streets in Philadelphia. This is one of them. Uh-oh. Well, there's many, many fire trucks. Looks like traffic's at a standstill. Everything is stopped. No traffic going down Front Street. All right. Lady said, I was talking to I love South Philly people. Did I tell you that? They're like my favorite people in the city. I just love them. I just love them. You know Capri from the water ice stand? She's a South Philly people. And they're all like that. Well, all the good ones. And she was telling me she was looking at the Citizen app and she heard it was a trash fire. And then she goes, for some reason, every fire department in the city's here. And I got 1, 2, 3 fire trucks? I don't know. I don't know if that's a fire truck. I'm not one of those fires. Another one. Look, they're playing hide and go seek with the fire trucks, Rick the puppy. Well, the Salvation Army's already here. Oh, no. It's the abandoned building. The Citizens app. It was wrong. And if you have that, may I suggest deleting it because it's just going to make you paranoid. Yeah. Yeah, so that's like one of those abandoned buildings. Now, don't know why that started or how that started. That is an issue in the neighborhood of Kensington where you have an abandoned building like that and you'll have homeless people like camping in no space to stay, and then they'll start little fires to stay warm. It's chilly out today. Or it could be anything, honestly. It could be somebody threw a cigarette off. No, that's kind of high. I don't know. That's a good way. That's a good way to say it. I don't know. Oh, there's an ambulance. That's what Ozzy Osbourne said. I don't know. I think that means they elected a new pope with the white smoke coming out of the abandoned building. There's a new guy in the Philly Fanatic costume or something. I don't know what that means. But I feel like with the lack of, you know, running towards the building, I think this is under control. And here we are, the Washington Avenue Pier. Right here's the United States Coast Guard. This is their... we'll be right back after this message from Poop Bags. So I'm filming this on Friday, October 16th. We got a big day ahead of us. We're going to go to the Philadelphia Film Festival. There's a new movie premiering tonight. We're going to be checking that out. Going to have... hello, friend. We're going to have some movie stars, film directors. I think I might just make one film festival vlog. Because I don't know, you don't really get a lot of content at these things. You're watching a movie and then you get like 30 seconds with someone. So we'll see what we'll do. So make sure you hit subscribe. Please hit that like button. And if you enjoy this video, if you know somebody who used to live in South Philly and like, yo, did you know about this trail back behind the Walmart? Did you know about this? And then they'll be like, yeah, of course everyone did. It's been there for years. But, yeah, this is a fun little trail here in South Philadelphia. I'm also kind of checking on a news story that's happening right now. One of the things that happens back here in South Philly is you'll have pretty big encampments of people with tents all up and down the river. And I think they're supposed to start like moving people out of here. And I kind of want to see what that means. Like, what are they going to do with the people? Oh, they still have more fire trucks and the ambulances pulling up to that fire. So a lot of these were just piers back in the day. I think they were shipping piers. And over time, they just become abandoned when we moved. Rick, I have to show the... Oh, you see a dog. That's what you're doing. Yeah, so it used to be a bunch of shipping piers. Looked like that. Over time, people started doing shipping over airplanes and, you know, a marine has opened up. It was, you know, it's a whole thing. So all these piers over time, just like the old railroad piers, they get abandoned and they become overgrown. And like in Port Richmond, when I was a teenager, this is a fantastic spot to drink, because usually the cops don't go back here. Once in a while they'll come back here. I don't know about this spot, but I know the spot I go to in Port Richmond. Very rarely. And we do have some cops over there in the parking lot. But I do think... Is that the Steamfitters Union? That's a union. Oh, there's that dog again. Well, this is good. Rick the puppy. Filing those nails down. He, yeah, see? And usually, when they clean up a section of, like, tents, like a homeless area, the city usually posts signs saying, hey, you got 30 days to get out of here. And they also put up signs saying, like, if you... Oh, look at this wall. How? They also put up signs saying, you know, if you want help, these are phone numbers to different services. And, I haven't been back here that often, but now there is a sign saying you have to move by October 14th. So these dumpsters, they're just taking everything and throwing them in the dumpster, everything they owned. I was talking to some people who are helping, or trying to help the people down here figure out what they're going to do. And they said, I asked them, like, when I see them clean up Kensington Ave, they offer, it's like a yellow piece of paper, and it says, you know, you could use these phone numbers. And I'm like, well, people come down here, but a lot of the people don't want to go in the shelters down here because they have a spouse. And when you go into these shelters, they separate. Some of the people in the last pier I was at had pets. Oh, this whole pier was full. And, you know, they don't want to live without their pet. And homeless people exist. It's a thing that happens. Yeah, usually. What's that? Oh, I don't want to put my dog on there. No way, man. One of the things you would see on all the piers would be shopping carts, like so many shopping carts. And around here you have Lowe's and Target. I can't imagine how many Walmart shopping carts are back here, because there's a Walmart right down here. But yeah, I would say homeless people exist, and they're going to sleep in the streets. And I don't know, it just I don't know what just kicking them out of here without giving them service or trying to, I don't know what good that does, because now they're just going to go somewhere else and they have to start over, and they're going to, I mean, these people are, the one lady I walked past definitely had like mental issues, and I was talking to these two guys, and I don't know who these two guys were, and I was just like, what are they going to do with this poor lady? She was crazy. She was like, you know, like just out of her mind. And you don't know, maybe the people who lived in that community kind of kept an eye on her, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to... Oh. I'm like sick to my stomach. It just... And the people who were living there, I talked to a couple, and they said they were given 30 days notice. But a lot of the people, their encampments are huge. And back there is a giant supermarket. I don't see any more smoke coming from over there. But the encampments are huge. And some of the encampments have been back here for a while. Maybe years. I feel like they clean up, or not clean up. I don't want to say, it's not cleaning up. They just throw out everybody's stuff. And the encampments aren't just here. The encampments are in Bridesburg. They're in the railroad tracks in Kensington and Port Richmond. Yeah, there was probably a tent right here. Yeah, you know, not that you usually see the people out here. Usually the people when I walk down this pier, whenever I ride the scooter or walk Rick down here, most of the time they're like just on their pier doing their thing. Like I said, I was talking to two guys who they seem to be advocates for the homeless people. And I said, how many people were on the pier? He said dozens. Yeah, you got, on this pier, you have some stuff. But they also said that the cleanup, like the way they're doing it today, it's never been as like just throwing everything out. They usually let the people like talk about picking some things. They're just throwing things out. They said, you know, you had 30 days. That's enough notice. They did this on Kensington Ave in April of last year. And they declared that Kensington Avenue was cleaned up because they got rid of, there's a thing of Narcan right there. And, hello, friend. Oh, that's how I'm going to get around. I got to order a new scooter. I'm thinking about what type of scooter. I think I might just get another High Boy, which is what I had before. It worked good. I mean, I ride it like a maniac. I jump off curbs. Maybe if I respect the scooter would respect me more and not fall apart. Having a little chubby fella jump off curbs, acting like he's Tony Hawk. Man, good cloud day. Yesterday, all the Navy ships, they left the Delaware River. Yeah, I think, like, they have cleaned up this area a few times with the encampments. And I think if I saw the 30-day notice thing, I think I would just, you know, I would start looking for another spot. But like I said, the one woman she was really not in a good space mentally. So I don't know how she does that. So, I mean, over there, all the way down there is the Battleship New Jersey. Going this way. Come on, Rick the puppy. There's a fishing pier back here. This is where they do catch and release fishing. And there's more piers down there. And I believe it's more of a feral cat issue down that way and not a homeless issue. There are so many feral cats in South Philly, especially around this little area between here and the stadiums. The whole endorsing a political candidate has been very interesting to me. I always say I don't like to get political, and then when I say that, I guess what I mean is like I never endorse a candidate. I try not to put my beliefs into videos, although it comes out sometimes. But over the last, I've been doing this YouTube channel for 7 years. So the entire time I've been doing this YouTube channel, Larry Krasner has been district attorney. And in that time, I've been in 2 shootings. My car has been broken into 3 times. The window's been broken multiple times. I was involved in like 3 hit and runs, and nothing's ever happened. Now, is that Larry Krasner's fault that all this stuff has happened to me? I think it is a little bit, because I feel like there was a child who pulled out a gun on Market Street, and, you know, maybe he didn't think of the ramifications about pulling out a gun and shooting it into a crowd, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like there were many ramifications. So he was like, what the hell? I'm just bop, bop, bop. So I would never endorse a candidate who was a Republican, and I would never endorse a candidate who's a Democrat. I don't like either party. I feel like the Republicans are kind of cheaters. They sneak in Supreme Court justices. They won't vote in people when they're supposed to. It's just scummy. I'm just calling it like I see it. And the Democrats, how the hell can you root for those guys? Look at Kensington Avenue. So then you got a guy like me, who usually I just vote for me and Luke whenever I vote. It's usually Philly Captain and Luke from the team store. But this guy Pat is the only type of candidate who I would endorse. Somebody who's not backed by either party. Do you think the Republican Party's helping a Democrat run? Not really. It's not going, you know, he needs help, you know? And the Republican Party in Philadelphia, I hate to break it to you, isn't a well-oiled machine. And then also, everybody just votes party these days. And I get that. I get that. When you watch the news, depending on what news you watch, whoever doesn't believe in you or agree with you is the enemy. It's terrifying. I remember in 2020, I thought we were on the verge of a civil war. Swear to God, because I was watching way too much news. And then January 6th happened, and I saw what happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm just done. I'm not going to pay attention to this bullshit. And that's what I try to do. But this guy, this guy Pat, he's not getting that much media attention. I don't think he is. I don't watch the news, but I don't see Pat's Facebook page posting many things. So when I did this YouTube channel, I promised. There was one video where I realized politicians don't care about Philadelphia. And it broke my heart. It was kind of like finding out about Santa Claus. Holy shit, politicians don't care. And in this case, I'm talking about Democrats. Jim Kenney, the mayor. Larry Krasner, the district attorney. I was like, these people don't care about the human beings living on Kensington Avenue or living in the Kensington neighborhood. They don't care about the kids. They're letting these kids. And what it was, I think, is they fenced in a parking lot that was across the street from my grade school. And they just had everybody move across the street. And I was like, this isn't going to help anything. This doesn't help anything except the people who own the parking lot. This doesn't help the kids. This doesn't help the people who are out there in the middle of a drug addiction. And the worst type of drugs, right? The scariest type of drugs. And, honestly, I swear to God, this is true. For a while, I really thought my YouTube channel and the videos I was making in Kensington back in 4 or 5 years ago, I really thought they were going to make a difference. And then I realized, oh, nobody cares. It's not going to make a difference. Nobody cares. Come here, Rick the puppy. And I think about those kids who go to that school all the time, because that's the school I went to. And the kids who get out of school and they walk past all this stuff every day. I just think, what kind of person would I be if I sold this every day? It would really... I'm already screwed up in the head. Imagine seeing that every day. As a child. But something has to change, or nothing's going to change, and then just more people are going to die. And another thing that gets me upset about Kensington Ave is I know people who have died because they bought drugs on Kensington Ave. I've had family members die because it's super easy to get drugs in the neighborhood of Kensington. It's actually probably everywhere in the city, but it's super easy in Kensington. And my best friend buried his brother. I buried my cousin. I can't tell you how many of my childhood friends have died on Kensington Ave. And I have friends who have family members who are in recovery and they can't get out of Philadelphia. And could you imagine being a recovering drug addict in Philadelphia, where all you got to do is walk down the street and people, they tell you, I got it, here it is, you want it? It's not like that everywhere. Right here is the Riverview Theater, and that's going to be reopening soon. Don't know when. And I hate, listen, I know this is like a serious thing, but sometimes I just got to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing with this guy. I wouldn't do it if he was a Republican, or I love the fact that he's doing it by himself. And I think he's running against a very unlikable guy who I never see do anything positive. It's just, I'll probably go back on that pier sometime next week and see what it looks like. See if there's anything back there. Right here, this is Frida Lunch Meat. I used to manage a deli. Matter of fact, that's what I thought I was going to do with my life. I thought I was going to run a deli at Port Richmond. That was my goal in life. And I used to run this deli in Longcrest called McEwen's. And I worked there for, 2 or 3 years. And we used to get lunch meat by this guy, Marty Pellegrino. And he was, he was a nice guy. He was a sweetheart of a human being. Maybe he's still around. The Italians, they drink wine and do olive oil. That's some healthy stuff. But they also sell lunch meat. And I don't know if a 70-year-old lunch meat guy, and that was 20 years, he could be around. I hope he is. Marty Pellegrino. I guess I could knock and ask him. There they are, digging up the streets. Oh, it's such a pain in the balls to get around South Philly. You gotta every street's dug up. Same thing with Port Richmond. I think Port Richmond, their construction's kind of dying down, but these streets are old. These streets are old, and they have to replace the gas pipes and the water pipes, and they also have to repave the streets. One of the problems when they repave the streets is sometimes they screw up the pipes underneath the houses. And in Philadelphia, I'm not sure if this is every city, but in Philadelphia, the resident, the homeowner, is responsible for the pipe. You can see it right here. The pipe from the house to the street, the homeowner is responsible. So when they dig up these streets, a lot of these pipes are breaking. It's happening all over Bridesburg. It just happened to my friend. Look at this little park, Rick the puppy. The hell? Well, how awesome is that? Oh, they got a chessboard. Oh, I wish I still play chess. Right now I play cards. I don't play cards. I just shuffle them. Not well, but... There she is. You doing good? Huh? That's a nice little park. Oh my God. Looks like every pipe's getting replaced. Maybe the city's replacing them on this street. Oh. That's going to be this way till December 20th. All dug up. Yeah, I see two guys. They're standing at their door and they're talking about how... Yeah, guys, like, I've been all around the city watching the new construction. He goes, our neighborhood is like the worst shape. And I have to agree. It's pretty bad. And it looks like they've been doing this for about a month. So, but, you know, come Mother's Day, come New Year's Day, it should be okay. What do you think, Rick the puppy? Should we see if they'll let us in the Mummers Museum? The door's locked. But, we'll come back another time, Rick the puppy. Maybe I'll send them an email and say, hey, cuz, I don't know if I want to. Maybe I'll bring Stewie. I feel like this mural's new. All right. Well, thank you for watching this video. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. If you liked it, share it, I guess. Cameo, Patreon, and merchandise is also a way I make a living.